Welcome to Almost Daily Pokemon Discord. I'm your host, Rock Out of Podcast, Charles McFall, and right there, fresh off of his live appearance from Almost Daily Discourse, Joe _R.
I have been away from Phil for far too long, and I forgot just how much that boy swears.
I tried to warn you. I tried to remind you. You do forget. He started off with it. He did. I forget what I did. You and I did something that kind of irritated him, and he was lost at that point. So yeah. Good stuff. So Joe, you're on Almost Daily Pod, 4 episodes, right? You sat through the whole recording session. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Other than the karaoke part, because I didn't have much to contribute. I enjoyed listening, though.
You know what, though? Joe says he didn't have a whole lot to contribute, but he dunks in a major way at the end of that show, so you need to go listen to that when it comes out this next week. And he's right. There's a lot of swearing, not by Joe at all, which is funny because I thought we might catch him slipping, but not Joe. He lives the dream right there. But what was funny is WF Professor had requested you. He's like, "Yeah, when's Joe gonna be on?" And then he wasn't there last night, and I don't think he's here tonight here on this show. But that's okay, as long as he. That's what I was trying to say. As long as he subscribes to the podcast, he'll be all right. Dooley has gifted a tier. Nice to Old Man Top, a subscription there, and he resubbed. Thank you, Dooley, very much for all of that. If you'd like to subscribe or anything else like that, you can come to twitch.tv/Pokemon GO Podcast live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Joe, besides being on the most amazing show in the world as an experience this week, what other experiences have you had?
I caught a cauterized vein this week. So I actually had a medical procedure on Monday, and so as far as catching stuff in game, I caught stuff here and there. I did get myself a binacle, and I caught some trubbish and stuff during the event that the Earth Day event that's been going on, and so catching a bunch of that and some Grimer, of course. In general, just having some fun. I did also level up, so I am now level 42. And what I noticed last week, we were wondering about that graphic that Terry shared in Discord. With stats and whatnot, and I thought that possibly had come from a different application, but no, it when you level up, there's a button that says share, and it actually pulls up that graphic. And one thing that I found interesting about that graphic is it tells you the number of raids that you've done, the number of raids, and I put that in quotes because what I'm like 99% certain, that number is only counting the raids that you physically go to, not remote raids. Remote raids are not counted in that, because when I looked at it, it said I'd only done 3 raids, and I'm like, well, no, that's not true. I've done a lot more raids than that since the last time I leveled up, and so yeah, but 3 raids, that sounds about right for the number of raids that I physically went to, that I initiated the raid and invited people to. So. Okay.
I gotcha. Yeah, and you shared that. I don't remember if you messaged me or if it was just on Discord. I remember you saying something about, hey, this is the graphic, and to that extent, that story that you were sharing there.
Yeah, I texted it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so many, this day and age, so many different ways to communicate. I always forget necessarily, especially because Joe and I will randomly just talk in weird spaces. It's like sometimes Facebook, sometimes Twitter, sometimes Discord, sometimes text, and it is what it is. Well, I like that people can flow there. DJ Kizza says, wait, some moderator deleted a message by Dooley Productions. No,
Nightbot. It was Nightbot because it was all caps.
Sorry, Dools.
Nightbot is aggressive, but we will get to that topic that was brought out there.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay. Because I think DJ says, I think it's a known issue. Level up statistics are incorrect. Issue description: when a trainer levels up, the number of blah blah raise 1. It's just not right. That's the TLDR. So
Okay.
okay, so they're working on it.
Yeah, and
Cool.
apparently it's supposed to be resolved in an upcoming release. So I wasn't overly worried about the stats shown, but there are people that very much live by those stats and love those stats. So getting
Yeah.
that correct will make those people happy. So
All right. Well, I did not level up this week. I did, however, get to do a Skrelp raid. I get invited to a Skrelp raid with one of our regular listeners, and I forgot who invited me, so I apologize. You awesome fill in the blank person. You were great to invite me. I always love playing with fill in the blank person, so it's awesome. No, seriously though, I really do appreciate the invite and got the plus. I got a Skrelp, and um, I don't know how many of these I've seen so far. I thought I already had one, but it looks like I got another Frillish out of the adventure box. Not the adventure box, the field.
it was Mr. Tambourine that invited you.
Thanks, you tambourine. I now feel doubly worse. I didn't remember who it was. Out of the field, whatever it is, adventure thingy where you get the boxes. I got a Frillish out of the box today.
A male Frillish.
Yeah, so I think that makes two Frillishes that I have. So it's getting there. It is getting there. But that's about it. I've been busy this week. A lot of stuff going on. Got some things fixed from last week internet wise, so everything's good here. But that's been about it, Joe. I know you're going to go into the Discord. And how do they get into the Discord if they want to share their experiences?
Well, so you have to know a Discord admin, and then you hack your way in through a back door, or you can just go over to patreon.com/Pokemon GO Podcast and become any tier of patron, and you will be allowed right in.
That's it. Perfectly. Now, do you have to pay to get your comments read? No. You can go to Twitter and do @Pokemon GO Pod and let us know what your experience was this week. Like I saw Jacket K, even though I don't think we were tagged in it, but I follow old Jacket K. And he's like, yeah, he's talking about being lower in the rankings, like 1800 and this and that and the other. I didn't read it, Jacket K, because you didn't tag us. But, it was there. I saw it. I just let you know. I was on you, man. I was on you. But so our Discord is so awesome.
Stalking you.
Our Discord is great, and you should join it. So yeah, bits, subs, Patreons is all good stuff. But why are you catching that Pharisee? You're supposed to be opening the Discord, Joe. I'm buying you time not to catch a Pharisee.
I was trying to catch them all. I'm sorry. I'll just be like Ash and let him go after every season. Except Pikachu. Got to keep that starter. Got to catch them all, but only got to keep that starter.
That's a really long. I see why they cut that from the song. That's a really big mouthful to try to sing.
It really is. It really, really is. All right, let's see. So if we go back to last week, I don't know if we mentioned these or not, if they came in before the show or not. Hallowed Robin showing off. I think it came on in. Yeah, that is from.
We had Athena San or one of our awesome lady supporters popped in last minute, and that was the last one we got to.
And Nolte, yeah, those are all ones that got popped in last minute. It was LEP that.
LEP, that's who it was. It was the last one. Poor Ellie. Yep.
Terry sent a picture of him showing his daughter how to play pool. Terry is very much into billiards, so that's pretty awesome there, being able to share that with his daughter. Terry has finally hit level 50. I don't know why it took him this long. I mean, taking forever, right?
I mean, at the pace he was going, I thought I was going to get 50 first.
He's very proud of the fact that his last excellent throw was on 420 at 420. And those graphics, according to these graphics, he's only won 14 raids between level 49 and 50. I mean, only 14 raids, Terry? Really?
Terry. We're dropping the "the" off your name. You no longer earn the "the." You're just Terry now. So you can re-earn this if you just try hard. We'll revisit this in a month.
Yeah, but then he's showing off some stats here. So he's been playing since July 9th. Yeah, good old July 2016 when everybody was out and about playing Pokemon and it wasn't weird to ask people staring at their phone what Pokemon they were looking for.
Simulcom's got a great point. Only level 50? We're all disappointed in Terry today, Sim. We're all disappointed. I'm sorry.
So he's caught 366,000 Pokemon. That's a few Pokemon. That is a few Pokemon.
That's a handful.
All right, so we've got from Barry Folk showing off his Mega Venusaur as well as his Binacle. Ooh, a shiny Seedot. That's pretty fun.
I can't say it. I'm going to have to go fix this right now.
Little orange Seedot. Ooh, an Emolga. Emolgas are cute. They're adorable little guys. The flying squirrel, flying Pikachu. U.S. Nate Scout showing off a shiny Sunkern, which you can't really even tell the difference between it and regular Sunkern.
Right.
Terry getting to 25 Pokemon caught from Kalos. So that's pretty awesome there. This is from Duly Noted. An experience of the week doesn't always have to be shinies.
That's true. Thank you, Dooley.
I finally caught my 15th Seedot to complete the second level of the December Community Day Challenge. Now look at what he has to find. Magikarp, Porygon, and Charmander. Those Porygon are going to take ages unless we have another Porygon event. So
yeah. Well, but you made progress. And that's what matters.
Yep.
Oh, I'm jealous. Well, maybe, but it's my show. I can be jealous if I want to.
Coach Kev showing off a shiny Trubbish as well as a shiny Garbodor. Pretty awesome stuff there. And then also showing off, 4 new hundos this last week. So
weird bird. That's a Scrub.
Well, it's Scrub's Evolved form.
Yeah, I love it.
It
looked like somebody took Moltres, starved him to death, and stripped him of his feathers. Is what it looked like for a hot second. And that small, shot.
Yeah, no, that's Dragalge. And then Joltik and your favorite. There's a Flower Crown Eevee and a Flower Crown Pikachu 100%. If you got one of those 100%, would you keep it? Would you cherish it? Would you love it?
Okay, one question at a time. Keep it, maybe. Cherish it, no. And love it, you already know the answer to that, sir.
Popeye showing off 4 new shinies, a Growlithe, Psyduck, Metatite, and a Nidoran male. Coach Kev with 100% Binacle. Nolte with 3 new 100%s, a Ducklet, Phanpy, and a Grimer. And then also showing off 5 new shinies, a Trubbish, 2 Sunkern, and a Lowland Grimer. Is that a Lowland? Nope, that's just a regular Grimer. And a Zigzagoon. Nolte from today showing off that it's almost like his Rayquaza is smacking the rocket balloon with his tail.
Yeah, my Rayquaza is circling the wagons, man. You better watch out, Team Rocket. That's a great picture.
Yeah, and he says, prepare for trouble, they're back. And that's actually what Dooley put in all caps, saying...
Gotcha, yeah.
Man, Nightbot is being super aggressive against Dooley today. U.S. Nate Scout showing off another shiny Sunkern. Apparently, both of U.S. Nate Scout's shiny Sunkerns this week were Charles catches.
That's the way to go.
And then I like his disclaimer. Wait, we should call them Nate catches until Charles charges and gets good things from his gotcha again.
I don't really have an argument against that.
It's true. LEP showing off 100% Binacle. Old Man Tup says it was a quiet week for Pokemon Go. but had an amazing IRL experience at a new. Oh, and I found a new amazing barbecue sauce for his bacon wrapped water chestnut recipe. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds real good. And then Howled Robin showing off some new shinies as well: a Trubbish, Garbodor, Lickitung, and Makuhita. U.S. Nate Scout in chat saying don't update the app. He just did, and it's struggling hard. So apparently, there's
Oh,
some issues with the new update.
interesting. Mine automatically updates. Um, so yeah, I'm not seeing a problem right now, but I'm kind of screwed because it automatically updates for me on my iPhone. Is how I have it set. So but right now it's okay. I wonder what the struggle is there. And to the Nightbot issue, I did tune it back a little bit, so a little bit more caps are available. If you just have to scream, that's fine.
U.S. Nate Scout said it's not letting him see his friends list, and it keeps signing him out. So mine isn't signing me out, but I'll check my friends list to see if
That's what
it's
I'm doing
letting me in
too.
there, because that could be a server side thing.
I'm seeing my friends right now. See, that absolutely could be a service. I think. What's up, Currents? It's been so long. Glad you're here. So yeah, that depends on where you are in the world and what server you're hitting. He's right. That might be a server side thing. Was that all the experience of the week? So I was
It
going to go
was.
back. I mean, I was going to go back and look at Terry's. So you can pull up Terry's screenshot of where he went to level 50 again. I was going to
Oh,
look at
okay.
something there.
All right.
Um,
Let's take a look back at the experiences of the week.
oh, Nate says it won't auto update until 24 hours after the release, and
Ooh,
yeah, I get that. So I
okay.
might be screwed. No, go back. Who posted that?
Disappointing Terry.
Oh, that's what I thought. Disappointing Gary posted it. Okay. Fair enough. No, what's
Charles flexing his admin privileges in our Discord and changing
don't
Terry's
tell all the
nickname.
secrets. Just let people do. Just let the jokes do. It's fun. What's our discussion of the week, Joe?
All right, so our discussion from this past week was what is the best way to give away GoFest tickets, assuming it is live this year. So we were
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, so we were asking for some advice on how people would like to see a giveaway happen, assuming that it is possible. And so we've got a comment here from Dooley, and he says GoFest is what, in July usually, and yes, that's accurate. It's usually in July. Um, and so Dooley says we'll be lucky if we get things opened up and at a new post COVIDian normalcy by July. I don't disagree with that statement. There's no way that Niantic can hold a large in person event like that, at least not this year. Maybe they
Hmm.
can go back to that next year. And that very well might be right. But a lot of cities are opening up outdoor events, specifically, though not indoors. And actually, now that I'm looking further, you actually do bring that point up. Your first point is although safer outdoors, the crowds that GoFest would bring into a park could be dangerous, or at least have the perception of dangerous. And I don't disagree with that. Um, though, after Dragon Con every year, I always have some sort of a little cough. I've never had that issue after
Right.
GoFest. I will say that.
Me either. And you and I did some really exhausting go fests in the past with
Yeah.
our different flight experiences and whatnot. Uh, I I disagree. I think by July, with the vaccinations going out, you still do masks. I mean, whether they mandate it or not, you do a mask, right? I'm going to do a mask if we go. Do those kind of things. I think it is safe. I honestly think the world needs to get over appearances and let's consider the optics. Let's not. Let's actually consider the facts and the realities of things. But I think it's up to the city, right? It's up to the city of Chicago if they're going to grant, just like with Dragon Con in September. Everybody goes, well, by September, surely we can do a con. Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. We
That's what I
have to
said
wait
last year, too.
Well, that's true. Well, we have a vaccines. There's a different reason to say it this year, but that's up to the city, and that's what this comes down to for that example. What else? What else
Yeah.
is said?
So then the second point here is if they did that after a year and a half of the frustration of being under COVIDian protocol, having an event in one physical location will make the rest of the nation / world jelly. Their safest and probably most profitable plan would be to hold a virtual Go Fest like they did in 2020. That's all I got. This is duly noted. So
The sign off.
let's assume that they do have it to where it's similar to last year where it's around the world. That doesn't mean that you and I couldn't say go up to Nashville like we were talking
Yeah,
about last week and
yeah,
do our own Go Fest.
this is true.
Just putting it out there, not saying it'll happen, but that could be a lot of fun doing our own thing.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
not necessarily Nashville, like just, in general, we could do our own thing, drive somewhere, or even I could just come down to Atlanta and we could hit the parks there because they've got some pretty good parks there, right? As well.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so we
Yeah.
could do, something and we can invite anybody who wants to come. I have no idea if people would come, but it could be fun. It could be fun.
I think people would come to a point. And then you know what? Excuse me. My apologies. Once we actually get closer to the announcement of Go Fest, which should be in the next month or two, it usually gives about 6 weeks heads up typically on it. Once we hear about that, then we'll make a decision. But maybe that'll be our discussion of the week. We'll do it for like 2 weeks or a poll or something. What's it? Because we have to pick something that's easy for Joe and I to both drive to. But we'll pick. Well, right now on the table is Nashville and Atlanta, right? Because those are easy enough drives for both of us. Um, so yeah, we'll let people vote because if you're, I mean, only vote if you want to come, but I think that'd be great. You just have a small group get together, hang out for the day, play the festival. It'd be a lot of fun.
I think that would be fantastic. So I miss in person events. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Dooley in chat says if it is live and in Chicago only, I can't participate for sure.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna push them on it. Everybody has their own reasons. But yeah. In chat, I was trying to wait for this guy. I was gonna kill this right now because I was going right back. But in chat, US Nate Scout says you need to spin a wheel with 2 slots, US Nate Scout and US Nate Scout. Also feed me and fly me. uh, so yeah, and I would kind of guess, in my opinion, that if they do a real world event, there's a high likelihood that they'll do a hybrid event, so there'll be a virtual one as well.
yeah. Well, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. And then they scale down the number of people that could physically be there as well.
Right. Yeah, limit. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's what Dragon Con's doing. No matter what the city of Atlanta decides, if they get city of Atlanta says you can have full on, do it, have a big old con. We are still doing a hybrid con. And I don't mean just the digital media track. We've always done that. No, the con itself. I actually loved how the virtual went last year across the board, and so they're absolutely incorporating that there. So obviously, I
Well,
can't speak for GoFest, but it's
and
out there.
and what they could do if they did do a hybrid thing like that, um, they could. So last year they had specific hours that spawned
Yeah.
the different biomes. So each year at DragonCon they've set up little zones that they have themes, and the Pokemon associated with that theme with that biome spawn in that real world location. So they could still do that for people that are
Yeah.
physically there, but then during those, well, I don't know if they'd want to encourage during specific hours at the actual con, but they could do that. But then for the rest of the world, different hours got different things. But then
Yeah.
they could also do some kind of uh, exclusive in person thing. Like, for instance, the Unknowns could be there. They could do some exclusive raids at the GoFest event. And there's a bunch of things that they could do exclusive for the live while still allowing a ton of people to get the majority of the GoFest experience throughout the world.
Yeah. I know a lot of people, and honestly, it will make them more money. That's why I said there's a high likelihood of it, because all of us that participated bought tickets, virtual tickets last year, and participated. And Dooley says maybe they can have two different types of tickets. Absolutely. Live with the limited and virtual for the rest of the world. Dead on. Spot on, man. Because they made a ton of money right
Yeah, they
on that
did.
with more people played. We know one thing about Niantic. They're not going to turn down money, right? So I absolutely think I'll have to question our faith in this game if they come out and just have a live event. End of story. I was like, but you made millions of dollars doing this.
Yeah,
You know,
and so many companies around the world, not just Niantic, are very much embracing the mobile or doing stuff digitally, uh, be, just because COVID has opened their eyes to the possibilities of that. So many businesses have people working at home that they would have never thought of that had it not been for the COVID lockdowns. Um, I don't know if I've mentioned it on this show, but my work told me last week, yeah, we're not, at least 60 to 70% of the employees are not going back physically to the office for my work. So they are now telecommuters full time. So, and I am in that boat. So I am not going back. And my manager has made it clear that uh, they are not signing exceptions to that. So I do not have a choice in the matter.
oh, yeah. Well, okay. So with the last part of that discussion, we got anybody else commenting there?
um, yeah. So same thing. Dooley was saying something very similar to what I was saying 2 years ago. If you asked to work at home, your boss would think you wanted to slack off for the day. Yeah.
I can read those comments. I meant on the discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, yeah, there's not any more here. But yeah, Dooley, I had a team lead when I first started working where I'm at that he regularly called my work from home day. So I had one day a week that I could work from home. He called it my day off. And he would go out of his way to check up on me just to make sure I was sitting at my computer at random intervals.
See, that's a fear mentality without accountability, right? He's afraid that you're not going to do your work, but he's not going to hold you accountable, because holding you accountable would be, hey, go home. This is what you got to get done. And if you don't get it done, Joe, why didn't you get it done? Now you
But
can't go home anymore. But yes, unfortunately, it took a freaking pandemic for the world to wake up and go, no, if we just hold people accountable, we can work from home and save so much money and make so much more money. But
by
anyway,
by the way, that's the same team lead that I talked about last night on
last
Almost
night
Daily Disc.
on Almost Daily Discourse, phone ads, twitch.tv/Almost Daily Pod, or Almost Daily Pod, or Almost Discourse, or on the websites, it's Almost Daily Pod. In your podcatchers, it's Almost Daily Discourse. All right.
You were breaking up a bit there.
Oh, well, we're going to break up for our big bit right here. I'm going to hit the marker. We're going to do a commercial. We'll be right back.
We're doing a commercial for all those people that are not subscribers. For everyone else, hello. How's it going?
Love how that works.
So,
All right.
yeah, so that particular boss, uh, there was he checks on me when on my days off, but then when I'm early on in the company, he leaves for a week and tells me to pretend like I'm working, because he didn't know what to do with me. He didn't have any work ready for me. Oh, that guy.
All right.
He shouldn't have been a team lead.
We'll put the marker back in, and we're going to go. This is my most favorite Pokemon song ever.
Oh man, I was actually listening to a version of the theme song, but a bluegrass version earlier today with a banjo. It was pretty good.
Oh, I bet it was. I mean, bluegrass can be really good when it's done well. So wow, okay, I might have to go look that one up, Joe. You know, Joe, there's this thing. If you have a song that you want us to play coming on the break, why don't you email it to us? show@PokemonGoPodcast.com, or get in our Discord or tag us on Facebook. However you're gonna do it, why don't you go and reach out, Joe, and find that clip. Just send me a link. All you gotta do is send me a link, and like 2 months later, I'll cut it and put it on the show. But hey, that's the price you pay for awesomeness. So, but there you go. All right, where are our headlines?
In the show
We've
notes
got
where they normally are.
this is a thing called rhetorical question. Rhetorical. So Friendship Day is grass. All right, yeah, this is basically a rehash of what we've already been talking about. Any highlights, anything new? Or is it just a real rehash? It's just a graphic rehash of it, right?
It is a graphic, but there is one thing on this graphic that is no longer correct. They have actually changed one portion of it. So, what we're talking about here is the Friendship Day event that is happening this Saturday, April 24th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
I expect
Local time.
next, as always.
And the thing that they have changed is that there's a section there that says complete the Friendship Day collection challenge before the event concludes to earn 100,000 experience. They have increased that to 175,000 experience.
Well, I wasn't even going to bother, but now 75,000. I'm in.
Oh yeah. Charles is in. He might even charge his gotcha.
That's not good. Crazy. I'll go crazy. Yeah, I said I'd play. Hey, I'm kidding. Of course, if I remember, I do try to participate in these events. And I jest, but anything that is free and more is good. Dooley says, "I'll see your 100,000 and raise you another 75,000." Oh yeah, I know Tammarine's right. It's supposed to be like storming here that weekend. This weekend, not that weekend.
We're supposed to be getting some rain here as well. We're not that far from each other, so that makes sense. Yeah. But what I really like about this particular graphic is it actually states the IVs to look for the different featured Pokemon from the event. If you're looking for to use these Pokemon in Great League or Ultra League, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's lots of people who are down with that, so that's really cool. Cool. I mean, that's actually, I take it back. That's a really great part of this graphic.
Yeah. And I think my favorite part about this entire event, and it looks like Rocketti is gonna love this part as well. The trade distance is increased to 40 kilometers. So I need to actually send a message in my local
we read
Discord.
something about that last week.
We did. That's not a change.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to coordinate with some people in my local area. Say, hey, let's do these trades.
Yeah. So moving to next about the Rocket Return. Trainers, thank you for your patience while we addressed the issues with Team Go Rocket. We apologize for extended absence, and we're letting you know they're back, which of course we've been talking about a little bit earlier in the show. So to make up for time that was missed, Shadow Zapdos will be returning as an encounter when you defeat Giovanni from June 1st to Thursday, June 17th. So about half the month, it'll be Zapdos with Giovanni in June. So over a month from now. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, most people are just excited that the balloons in general are back. So we've had several comments here. We've had comments in Discord. We've had comments all over the place. They're back. They are back, and we are happy. Very, very happy.
Yeah, that's cool to see. It's cool to see that with people because there's so much in this game that we don't necessarily care about, or people are like, oh my god, another Flower Crown Eevee. I mean, I don't know who says that, but some really, really smart people say, oh my God, Flower Crown Eevee. But it's cool to see, hey, this, we were seeing them all the time and they went away. Or actually, the balloons didn't go away. The Meowth balloons went away for a little bit, but then take them away fully, people missed it. So it's really cool to see something in the game that almost universally people are like, I mean, some people are like, whatever, I don't care. But no one's like, ugh. People, and when I saw the shadow, I'm like, cool, there's a shadow. I haven't had a shadow in a while, so that's nifty.
What makes me sad about the Meowth balloons is the Pokemon that Jesse and James get doesn't it doesn't reflect what they have or the Pokemon they use doesn't reflect what they have in the anime
Sure.
for the different. I mean, because Jesse and James are there pretty much every season, so and they get new Pokemon with the new seasons. So I wish that they
You know what?
had reflected it better. That's all. You're
You
breaking
know what
up
else?
something fierce right now.
What is going on? Why can't I have good internet?
You
We have
need
new
some
stick.
moisturizer for your face because it's all crackly.
We have shush. Um, okay. I don't normally talk. I usually give a topic to then do this, but I'm doing a speed test right now. I hit a gig down. I don't know why there's an issue. All right. Anyway, not the topic. New stickers
Your
are
favorite.
possible.
And
Actually, they're okay. They're
yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say the same thing. I like the derpy stickers.
Okay. That's almost Florka cows there on the water dude starter.
Yep.
I can't remember his name, Joe. It just my brain just lost it.
Flork of
Tell me.
cows. You're right.
No, I said Florka cows, but the actual character is the red and blue water
Grimer.
starter.
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
Camera.
I know you can feel the look that I'm giving you right now. Yes. The Grimer does not look like Florka cows. It looks like a Nick and Knight, like we were talking about last night, some of those cartoons in Nickelodeon days, which I still like. I still think it's really cool. But that Bulbasaur is almost Florka cows-esque. We should reach out to Florka cows and see if we could put some of their artwork on stickers. I want some Florka cow stickers, real world ones I can put on my cups and my.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're available in the world. We just got to Google it. Just got to consult the Googles.
I'm gonna consult the Googles right now.
But yeah, derpy Bulbasaur, best Bulbasaur.
No.
No Florka cow stickers. Florka cows stickers.
There's one in Spanish I'm translating right now.
Apparently, there's an app called Flork of Stickers.
Yeah, and there's Flork is apparently this one character that keeps popping up. I have no idea if it's related or not, but no, I'm not seeing that. So yes, we should find that. All right. What is the top PvE attackers by type if you're in Italy?
Well, no, this is made by the Italian League people. But yes, this is an infographic detailing the top attackers and specifically which moves that they should have. And I like that they put in yellow, they changed the color, they've got it color coded for which moves are legacy moves. And then it has in pink, supposedly, I'm trying to see if I even see any pink. Pink is the outline, the frame. Yep, you're right. I was looking at the moves and I was like, wait a ticket.
Sorry, nope. Not Grimer. Ghastly. The evolution has it.
Gengar.
Gengar, thank you.
Yes. So yeah, this is a great little infographic, and yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Do any of these surprise you though? That they made the list of the top 6.
No, because I don't really follow it that much. I just collect them and move on. So no, I saw all of those coming, Joe. I predicted it to the numbers.
Wow. Yeah, I think the only one that surprises me is they've got Beedrill listed, but I assume that that's only because there's a Mega Beedrill. So other than that,
pink. So
Yeah.
even better if Mega evolved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then I like these ones even better. Shadow specifically calls out basically the glass cannon Pokemon that they just care about hitting fast, hitting hard and fast. So
Yeah.
I think the one that does surprise me though is Terrakion, making it into the into for the rock Pokemon. And actually, it's I don't know if left to right is the listing. I assume it is based on the fact that um, Mewtwo is listed on the far left for Psychic type.
Mhm.
But Terrakion is actually listed, assuming that that's accurate, is listed above Tyranitar. And I get that he's a legendary. I've just never associated with him with being a powerhouse. So,
I gotcha.
but
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it goes from the symbol to the end. So left to right would be power to less power. Oh, you know who I don't see on this list that should never be on this list is Flower Crown Eevee. They're not on this list. Uh,
uh,
well, how?
there are some evolutions on here though.
Yes. Not a point. All right. Now this next one. How is this a headline when I've been saying this exact thing for 3 years? Well, probably 2 years because they didn't do weather warnings in the beginning. So for a couple of years, pointless weather warnings. Yeah, no kidding. It'll be a bright, sunshiny day in Georgia. Just bling. Watch out. The sun is out. It's going to get you. Like, what? Stop. I'm not a neck beard. Okay, I could be a neck beard. I've had, whatever. But I'm not going to burn if I get out in the sunlight, right? I'm not a D&D player.
That's actually the first comment was says, "Yeah, I love it when I well, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically, I love it when I get a warning when it's sunny and warm." Which is nice because no other game looks out for vampires like Pokemon Go. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's the inclement weather warnings are just. I mean, yeah. If
I was like,
people
you don't think I don't know that there's a tornado warning going on in my area? You think I don't know that it's right? Every once in a while, it makes me crazy though, because it's like bright and sunshiny for as far as I can see, and in the game it's raining. Like, what do you know? What do you know? I don't know.
Well, so the reason it does that, and I actually had a conversation with my wife, either this past week or the week before, about how we were driving and she was driving and I was looking at the phone and I was like, "Oh, it's raining in Pokemon Go," and I look out the window, it's not raining. What Niantic actually does is they poll for weather data in segments, and I think it's 8 hour segments. I could be wrong on that number, but I think it's somewhere between 5 and 8. And so the weather could drastically shift in between when they pulled the data and towards the end of that time frame. And so yeah, it doesn't reflect the real world a lot of times.
Well, yeah, because like I said, they can't really check the weather where you're standing, quite literally. So
They want to know everything else about where we're standing though.
well, you're right about that. So then the question remains, why did they even do it? Why do we care about the weather warnings? I don't mind the weather in the game. I think it's kind of cool. I'd actually, because I'm in Georgia and it doesn't happen, I'd love to see snow in the game. I've seen video of it from other players in the north. I'd love to see that. I'm sure where Emily Swan lives right now in upstate New York, she'd love to see a sun weather warning right now in the game because it's snowing in 34 degrees or
See,
something
I
like that.
wonder how an event. It would be awesome if there was an event where because they like to do these events where they give an hour where it's specific Pokemon. What if they changed the weather in game and during those times and made it for those specific Pokemon as well? I think that would be fun personally, and I would like to see more in game changes based on weather as well. Like, okay, it's sunny, the game doesn't look basically any different, or it's foggy, the game, the game shows rain, it shows snow, but it doesn't really show much for anything else.
I mean,
Um,
if we get a wind weather warning and you got wind in the game, when you do that curveball, it should really curve, is all I'm saying.
yeah, yeah.
If we
And I
got,
mean, it is kind of nice when it switches from rain to sunny. You get
yeah,
the rainbow in game.
yeah. I love the comments in chat is great here. Let's see. It's moved on me. Oh, first off, Simulcom, whatever. Real World Kanto is one of the name suggestions tonight already. I love it. US State Scout says I have snow in the game right now. Dooley says the only place you find snow in Los Angeles is on a $20 bill. Kids, don't ask your parents. Rock Eddie said, if we got in-game snow in Texas, everyone would be playing. There you go, Niantic. You want more players? Give them the weather they're not having. Give them the stuff they don't see.
Yeah, I think
You're
that
welcome.
would be fun.
We solved all the world's problems.
All of them.
All of them. Yes, so that's it for the headlines. And we have a new patron this evening. I just going to read the name that's on the patron because sometimes, whatever. It's how they signed up. So I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly as best I can. Michael Knotts, I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce that. Well, I don't know if I should spell it. That might be going to. I don't know. Where's the line on how do we talk about people on this show? I don't know.
All I'm saying is if you pronounced it wrong, it's totally in character.
That is fair. That is fair and unintentional. So welcome aboard, Michael. We love you. You rock. Patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. I had a warning pop up on my screen about latency. Sorry. Patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast.
Pokemon Go
So we can join. Outside is
Podcast.
awesome.
You started breaking up again.
Joe, I'm not even gonna hit a button. What time is it?
It is time for Charles's face to get all blurry again. I mean, it's time for random trivia. I love that you're doing that because you looked like the Pokemon we're going to talk about tonight. Binacle, the two-handed Pokemon. It is a rock water type Pokemon. So immediately it makes me think of some of the fossils because Ammonite and Kabuto are also rock water type. It's an interesting typing. It is the two-handed Pokemon. I think I already said that, but we're going to say it again. Its evolved form is Barbaracle. It is the collective Pokemon, and it is also rock water type. Binacle's Pokedex entry says that two Binacle live together on one rock. When they fight, one of them will move to a different rock. So that's, I mean, other than the moving to a different rock, that's very reminiscent of Doduo's Pokedex entry because the heads on Doduo will often fight as well. And then it is based off of a goose barnacle. I don't even know what a goose barnacle is. I'm sitting here thinking I didn't even know there were different kinds of barnacles. I shouldn't be surprised, but that's what happens. And
that's exactly what you think a barnacle is. So it's a basic barnacle.
Okay.
You know what a barnacle is, right?
Yeah, it's the stuff that attaches to ships.
Yeah, the little shells. It's basically that. It looks like.
Its name is derived from a binacle, which is a ship's compass, and a knuckle. So, binacle. And so the knuckle referring to the fact that it's two hands, I guess. So,
sure. Yeah.
It's definitely a weird looking Pokemon binacle. I actually kind of like the evolved form Barbaracle. I'm not sure if you've seen a picture of it, but it
Are you really not sure, Joe?
Okay, I'm guessing you've never seen a picture of it.
Come on. We've been doing this show for 3 years, dude. Come on.
Its Pokedex entry says when they evolve, two Binacle multiply into 7. They fight with the power of 7 Binacles. You gotta look out for those 7 Binacles.
One better than 6.
So I guess there's one for each limb and then the head. His head does look kind of weird. The hand head. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's it almost now that I think about it, it almost reminds me of the thumbs from Spy Kids.
Yeah. Them either.
But the Barbaracle is a combination of barbaric and barnacle. And yeah, these guys came out this past week, and I've caught Binacle on stream as well. Coach Kev says he evolved his. So yeah, fun times. Get out and grab one if you haven't already.
I have not.
So, and apparently,
Shadow, but to be fair, I haven't opened the game in a hot minute. It seems like
the hands all being separate binacles are a reference to quote unquote alien hand syndrome, which apparently is when a condition where your limbs seem to act of their own accord. So
seem to sure.
mm-hmm,
All right.
mm-hmm.
Well, here's my limb acting on its own accord.
Hey, you guys! Nashville here. How are you guys?
Good.
It's been a while. I heard you say on the podcast that you might be coming to Nashville. I hope I'm off work because I've used all my... Wait, there's some ducks flying over the highway. They're so cool. Oh, my God.
Catch those ducklets.
I heard you're coming to Nashville. That would be awesome. I really want to meet up with you guys. I just hope I'm off work. Let's see what happens. But yeah, let's do it. Judy noted. You're coming. Oh my God. Oh my God. Judy noted. Anyway, I love the show. I crave that Joe. And I'll be riding on Joe's coattails. I'll be using his power bank. And I'll be drinking his Mountain Dew. Anyway.
So I'm assuming he was saying he used up some kind of sick days or something. Because I've used up all my, hey, look, there's ducks flying across the highway.
Squirrel.
So good. So yeah, well, you heard us talk a little bit more about it. I mean, I would go so far as to say it will happen this calendar year. We'll come to Nashville and do a trip. It's getting there. We're when the time is right. And you know what? I think right now let's wait to hear for the Pokemon Go Fest. You know, when we catch that announcement, then we'll really lock in what we're gonna do one way or the other. And one more, Joe.
Ooh.
Greetings, interwebs. It's Jackie K. I'm looking for another edition of Shadow Pokemon Trivia. Sort of. You see, I want to talk about Shadow Leap today, but technically, it's a Pokemon Go exclusive Shadow Pokemon. But I do have very specific memories with Leap, and more specifically as evolved form Cradily in the Pokemon Coliseum games. It has the honor of being the first Pokemon whose typing just stumped me so much that I couldn't figure out what it was weak to. Even as a kid, I felt I had my Pokemon typings pretty well memorized. But Leap's Grass Rock typing just had me stumped. Players know grass is weak to fire, and that rock is weak to grass, and that rock is weak to water. And it's just a perfect storm of the two typings covering the most common weaknesses.
That's
of
just
each
rock,
other.
paper, scissors.
But I will never forget that Grass Rock Pokemon are weak to fighting because of a fateful day when I came across a Cradily going through an underground area in Pokemon Coliseum. No recollection of how I got to that point, but I decided to use a fighting type move on that Cradily. Saw the super effective damage prompt, and that was probably the most exciting moment of that entire day. Kind of funny thinking about it, because that was also the area where the boss was a water grass trainer. So I'm kind of wondering if it was intentional that they had just so many unorthodox typing so early on in the game.
Yeah, you know what? Sounds good. Yeah, he keeps referencing, I think he's been referencing Coliseum more than once. Is that one of the better games of Pokemon?
No, it's a unique game. It was on the GameCube, and it was one where
played it.
It was one where instead of catching wild Pokemon, you battled the
just in a
bad
big
guys.
Coliseum.
Yeah, you battled the bad guys, and you actually took their Pokemon, their shadow Pokemon, and you purified them and brought them to your team.
I just remember the fighting part, and that, of course, that was a long time ago. But
Yeah. And my first thought when I think grass and rock was ice. So fighting is what he went to. Ice would be a good one to use against it, and then bug and steel would also super effective against that combination.
yeah, it's very interesting to see how different people's minds work because his went to fighting, yours went to ice. Mine goes to, hey Google, I paused the game. What beat this character? I don't know. And that's a little I played I still played the Let's Go, I think Eevee, right? The Let's Go Eevee edition I have on the Switch. Anytime I go, oh, I don't know that one, Google, what type did it weakness? I figure I learned how to read types on there, so I could, I will, and then I'll take that's where my Merrick primer is. It's upstairs in my gaming section. So when my kids and I play it, we can make notes in the book and know what to use to beat them and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and see, a lot of the newer games will actually tell you which moves are super effective and which ones are resisted. So
yeah. So you want to hear more of you on this show? We need to. Email us, show@PokemonGoPodcast.com, or do like these fine gentlemen did and hit that speak pipe up on PokemonGoPodcast.com. Reddit's r/Pokemon Go Podcast, where Joe gets all the headlines put up each week, and you can go vote, read them, add your own headlines, anything you'd like to do, we're there. Facebook.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter's @Pokemon Go Pod. And Twitch.tv is /Pokemon Go Podcast, where you can come out live on Thursday nights at 8:00. Enjoy people like Athena Sand, a Bloodluster, Coach Kev 413, Commander Root Community Showcase, Currens made it, Currens 2311, DJ Kizza, Dooley Productions, LAP. Now, of all of the names that look like bots, Dooley Productions straight up looks like a bot name when you put like Community Showcase, Commander Root. Yeah. So anyway, LAP here, Mr. Tambourine 19, Old Man Tup, Rywand. I don't know what Rywand is this. Rocky 33.
It's probably Relic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm too old for leak speak. Simulcon, Squishy Twitchy, who is my favorite bot of all time. This might be a new bot. I don't know, Tom Toms?
Unless that's a certain fraud. Tom the fraud.
Oh,
Tom Toms.
He's lurking in the background and a fraud. He's a flurker. And Virgo Pro is all here tonight. So thank you all for joining us here. Where can they find you on the web, Joe?
Well, if you tune into Almost Daily Pod, you can find me there. But you can also find me, just on this last shows. You can also find me on Twitter @Joseph_Ard. But I do have to warn you, if you do go to Almost Daily Pod, like I said, not family friendly. Where can they find you?
Family friendly.
It's maybe your family.
Friendly. And it's my family, absolutely. Maybe not kid friendly, but yeah, no, there's a lot of swearing, without a doubt. There's a lot of swearing. Well, you can find me there every week on twitch.tv/almostdailypod. CharlesMcFall.com for everything else. Brand new Twitter and Instagram that you can follow @Finding the Stories Podcast is the Twitter handle. Actually, let me double check that.
Yeah, Charles lost him, so he's got to find him.
Just because I'm being slow on the second season doesn't mean I lost him. Let's see.
If you couldn't tell, Charles is in like a million podcasts.
Yeah. Here we go. So let me double check because I got this team of students who's working on a project and they made it for me. Yeah, @Finding the Stories Podcast on Instagram and @stories_finding on Twitter, because apparently somebody on Twitter already got Finding the Stories. I don't think it was me. I'll have to double check. Sometimes that happens, right? Yeah. There's your shout out. So thank you everybody for listening. Hey, if you're on the podcast and you wonder where those amazing titles come from for the show, it comes from our live audience here. Everybody's been hitting !S and then putting in titles. We're about to go vote on those titles, which is something else you can do live. So come out, join the party. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to hang out with you. Tune in next week to hear Joe say,
"Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all." Yeah.